Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Good boy. When last we left off, we were here in Elrond's study. We were fixing to get ready to go into Book 2 of Volume 3. Having successfully gone around to all the rangers and told them about the assembling of the Grey Company, and they are out right now assembling up, gathering up all the rangers that they can get a hold of and bringing them together. We are not going to do that right now this morning. What we're going to do is something I've been wanting to do for a week or two. We are going to go take a look at the housing down in Belfalas. And the easiest way to do that, if you don't already have access to the Gondor, if you haven't been down to the Gondor region, haven't gone through the Paths of the Dead and all and gotten into Gondor, or if you've got a lower level character that you need to get down there, the easiest way to do it is to go to Bree. So we are going to take off, run over to the stables, get a ride to Bree Town, and then we will see you when arrive at the market square. We are coming in through the south gate at Breeland here, arriving here at Burt Goldenleaf. Let us mount up so we can ride on up further into the northern part of Bree. We need to go right on up here into, I believe, the market square, standing right over beside where the boar fountain is, if I remember well enough. Getting used to, gonna have to just tolerate a few of the little video jitters here until we get the town loaded in. There we go. Things are evening out a little bit. You'll see right over here, I do actually have the beginnings of the quest. So we are going to see, I'm thinking what I'm going to have to do is, because we've talked to her, we've talked to Northwind, and she's the one that lets you travel down to the homesteads. So what I'm wondering is if I cancel this, am I going to be able to pick it up again? Let's give it a try and see. Does she get the quest over her head? Yes, she does. So there we go. I was afraid we were going to have to do that, or we were going to have to bring in another character. So let us go ahead and talk to Northwind. We should be able to do this now. Oh, we're going to have to wait 5 minutes. So just as soon as these 5 minutes come by, we'll speak with her. And the little timer has disappeared from the ring over her head, so we will be able to talk to her right now. I've got to say, I love standing right here next to this boar fountain. The sound of the water. It is raining. It is raining here in Georgia, finally. It's not a heavy rain, but it's a light rain. And I can hear it pattering right outside my window here. So the fact that the boar fountain there sounds a little bit like it. It's just a little bit too hard here on the boar fountain. Rain outside my window here is not quite as pounding as that, but I'm hoping that we'll see a little bit more as the day goes on. You go for a month or a month and a half without any rain, it really gets extreme. And hopefully it'll take some of this smoke out of the air. I don't know if y'all have seen it. We got up in very North Georgia and in North Carolina, there are a lot of forest fires going on right now. So we really need the rain to fight that. And we really need the rain because we've been able to smell nothing but wood smoke out there for a couple of days now, about 3-4 days. Just haze in there and wood smoke because the wind started blowing from the north and blew all this smoke down over Georgia. So we're constantly sitting here. Everything smells like wood smoke outside. And we're like 150 miles away from all the forest fires and all. So it's really extreme. Let us sit and let us talk to Northwind here. Well, good day, Gnarlo. You're looking fit and proud these days. Would you believe the good pennyworth that runs in your favor today? Homesteads of Gondor.
Would you do something for me?
Good hobbit, you seem a well-traveled one, I dare say. Surely you're aware of what passed in these troubled times, and that from trouble may come opportunity. Many wealthy Gondorians have well and fully abandoned their homes on the coast of Belfalas, fearing corsairs and other unpleasantness. Many of these are for sale, and if you wish to, you could own one. But why should my blustery words persuade you? You should see the Cape of Belfalas yourself. Make a holiday of it, or merely take a moment of respite from your travels. If you do so, I would recommend you start up a conversation with Falastier, the old lighthouse keeper. So we are going to take it and visit the Cape of Belfalas. Let's go ahead and accept. Now, at this point, you've got the quest, but you've got to actually get to the Cape of Belfalas, and you've got no way of getting there, you know, if you haven't been to Gondor. So what you do now,
What can I do for you today?
right-clicker, choose any of the neighborhoods, any of the houses, like let's say this one. Let's open it up. There we go. We've only got one on 5 Bay Road. And you can tour the house. Now, this will take you to the housing development. Now, be sure you have a way of getting back. You need to have a milestone somewhere that's going to take you out of Gondor. This is if you're not already in Gondor. If you're already in Gondor, you're fine. Don't worry about it. If you're not already in Gondor, like, for instance, we're just now finished up with Mirkwood. And just now starting to do the path down with the Grey Company as we're going to pass on down through the Enidwaith and all. So we haven't even gotten through Rohan yet. So we've got a task ahead of us. So we got to make sure we've got a way of getting back, and we do. I can always travel to my personal house. I can travel to Rivendell. I can travel to Osgurth and the Lone Lands. I've got plenty of ways of getting back here. If you don't, you're going to have to ride to the nearest stable master and like buy a ride back, or use Mithril to buy a milestone or teleport somewhere. So just to let you know before you hit the tour house button. Let's go ahead and take a look at it here in Artibel and see where we're going to end up. Actually, I'm going to choose a different household, but you got the thing. As soon as I choose the neighborhood, I'll be right back with you. We are back, and instead of choosing Artibel, we're going to choose Eredor. So we're going to go that to One Swan Lane, and let us click Tour House. That's going to take us down here to the housing development. And unfortunately, we're going to lose the sound of that wonderful splashing water there. I will just have to rely on the real stuff that I hear outside whenever we finish up with our little episode here. We should be popping in just a moment. There we are. And I like the music that you get in the housing development here, too. It sounds very much, it reminds me so much of the music you would hear in a cheesy 70s romance movie, you know? Something like Play Misty for Me and that kind of thing. Or The Other Side of the Mountain. All right, we're going to take a look at the map here. Here is a map of the homesteads. You got 2 that are out here on islands, Tol Loku and Tol Falcui. These are kin houses. Each kin house owns its own island out here. And then all the other actual housing is all around in here. There's 2 more kin houses that you can own that are actually here, and then a bunch of the deluxe and the lower houses. But where we're wanting to go is right down here to Narvindon, where the lighthouse is. So we are going to need to travel down this road. In fact, we will go ahead and mount up. Look out across the ocean there, and you'll see the ships sailing around in the water. Just absolutely wonderful. All right, let's make a turn. Lots of neighbors here in this area. Lots of neighbors. Not too far away from the lighthouse, as you can see there. So we are going to ride on up on it. That is where we are going to find Falgear. Not Falgear. We need to see... where do we need to go? Take the horse by the housing broker. Take a tour of the lighthouses. What do we need to do? I think she said, did she not say go visit this guy at the lighthouse? Yes, yes. Start up a conversation with Falasteer, the old lighthouse keeper. So that is where we're going to go next. Hate that it didn't say all it said over here was visit. Like, well, we visited. How come the quest isn't progressing? Is this it? Yes, here we go. We will zoom into first person and let you see what the lighthouse looks like. As you see, the fire is always lit up there on the top. No, these Gondorians, they don't go in for ostentation at all, do they? Nice, simple, plain rustic folk, you know. Don't put on any kind of airs whatsoever. Hey, let's go on into the lighthouse here. And there is Falasteer. Excuse me just a second. All right. Temperature change is causing me to want to sneeze again. Hello, Falasteer.
What news do you bring, traveler?
The Cape of Belfalas is under rule of Dol Amroth, and it has been this way since I can remember. Not that I've been to the city in many a long year. Ha! That is how it gets sometimes, I'm afraid. Some prefer the view from this rock or that hill, but in truth there's hardly a spot to stand in the Cape of Belfalas that does not show a lovely sight. You should explore and see it for yourself. I know you will enjoy every moment. Be sure to visit the stage, the docks, and either of the islands. So he is sending us out to explore a number of areas. We need to visit Cathlon, which is the docks. We'll have to pull them up. The Court of Anglan, the interior of Narvindon, take a boat out to one of the islands, and then he wants us to visit a small island, a standard island, and a kinship house. So let us go and do that. Very good. Now, presumably, yep, there we go. You admire the craftsmanship of the lighthouse. Indeed we do. Isn't this quite a lovely place? And it's kind of exactly what... And I'm back. That is what happens whenever you set alarms for a trip to go into town that gets canceled on you and you forget to turn out the alarms. But as I was saying, it's kind of what I was hoping. Remember when we were over on Tinandir in the town of Anuminos, we were talking about then how much I was hoping that they would preserve, we would see Gondor one day and we'd get to see the type of architecture they showed over there in its full splendor. Got anything else?
I greet you, friend.
Nothing that we're going to do right now. All right, so we should already have the one down of visit the lighthouse. Yep, as you see, it disappeared. So it says you admire the craftsmanship. So we've done that. Let's move back on out into the actual housing area proper. Now, we need to go to Cathlon and the Court of Anglan. Let's pull that up on the map. Looks like the Court of Anglan will be the easiest part to get to first. We are going to mount up. Basically, with all the names on the map, remember that the names are kind of centered where they are. So we're shooting for that area of the O there. Now, with this housing development being built up as much as it is, hopefully there will be some people that have left their houses unlocked and we'll be actually able to go into them and see what they look like. Hopefully people want to show off their houses. That would be nice. I love the sound of the seagulls as well. That would be very nice, but it is going to be kind of dependent on whether the folks have unlocked the ability to people get into them or not. So as you see, we rode all the way down to the last turn on the left there. Now it's on up the hill and on up the stairs to try to get up here to the court. Basically a large stage area. Imagine it must be an open court where they have public meetings and that sort of thing. There we go, the Court of Anglan. And it says, the view of Belfalas is impressive. Indeed it is. Isn't that quite the view out there as we see the bay out before us? Another ship floating by. Quite a lovely sight as the sun is going down. All right, so we've marked that off. Now let's go to Cathlon. Cathlon, we'll just continue following this road and then hang a right until we get to the docks, which is the area of Cathlon. And like every housing development, plenty of NPCs wandering about to keep the area alive. That's one thing I do enjoy very much. I mentioned it in a comment, reply to a comment. Someone was talking about on my LOTRO. They were talking about all the little animations that you come across there in the beginning area. And it is true, I loved all those little animations and stuff as night falls and the lights turn on. All the fires come on here on the bridge, on the little lightways. I love those animations. They really make the place kind of come to life. Because I can remember places, like Bree. I've heard people complain about Bree. Maybe it causes them a bunch of lag or something like that. That may very well be. Y'all saw when we rode into it, we were getting kind of video jittering there for a while. Stuttering a bit as it loaded in the stuff. But I'd still rather put up with that than have it the way it was before, which I'm going to do a side-by-side. That's what I'm going to do. I've talked about it before privately, never online, but privately. I've talked about doing a side-by-side, and that is what I am going to do. The sounds and sights of the shore are refreshing. Here we are at Cathlon. Cathlon's where the docks are. You got two sets of boats. This set of boats here takes you to that island, and the other set of boats on the other dock takes you to the far island over here. So the nearest one to us takes you to Tol Laku. The farthest one takes you to Tol Fakui. That one there. So there's the docks, and right up from the docks, right over here, there's another kind of housing area. Hey, there we go. Not a housing, a marketplace. And there was one right over there, right in front of the lighthouse. There was one of these areas as well, so if your house is over there, you get to go to that one. But as you see here, we have a healer, suppliers, a forge and item master, another housing broker, a provisioner. There should be a vault master here somewhere. I think the vault keeper is over here on this other side. Town crier, housing furnisher. Yep, there's the vault keeper and tasks boards for all the different levels from what we got right over here. 40 goes right on over to all the way to, there you go, 0 all the way up to 110. All your task boards, so you can turn in your tasks and stuff. So that's Cathlon. All right, now we need to, what's the next part of the list? Take a boat to one of the islands off the coast. That's what we are going to do right now. Let's ride on over. I think that we will take a ride to the closest island, Tol Laku. We will go there first. So we need to go to this one over here, the one on the left. And we will go ahead and take a ride down to it. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead, grab the boat, just right-click on it. You can jump on the boat as well. It's a perfectly valid way of getting there. Nothing better than being so close to the water. Here we are on the Loku dock. So nice. Once again, the beautiful sounds. Look at the fish dive. Look at the birds diving in there for fish. The fish jumping out of the water. Such a lovely place. And then you can look back across and see the housing development stretching out across the land there. And we are going to check off the next one, visit one of the largest islands. And I think we should be able to get into this kin house here. Because if you see, Tol Laku, the home of Tangled Web. What just happens to be underneath my name there? Yes, our little family guild has bought a kin house, and a nice one. One of the ones out here on the actual islands. So we will go on in. Let's see, Tola Cool. There we go. Takes it a second. Come on. There we go. This is certainly the largest house you have seen in quite some time. We've just started throwing down some stuff, transferring items, basically getting them out of the escrow and transferring them over here to the kinship house. We've got a lot of work to do in it. We're waiting for Dwindon to get in here and, as we like to say, do his dwindification, as it were. Because he is definitely the best. You've seen him whenever, you know, that SOB, whenever we would build something, Mindfiend and I would build something in Minecraft, and we would work at it and work at it and work at it, and it'd be like, well, it works, but, you know, it needs some prettying up. And Dwindon would walk in, plant a flower, put down one damn flower, and all of a sudden the thing looked absolutely exquisite. Kind of stuff that just drives you crazy. Drives you absolutely crazy. So yeah, we're waiting for him to do some hardcore dundification on the place. As you see, it continues going up and up. 2 floors. And up here is kind of where the bedroom area and the lounge area are. Have our scholar stuff. We've got the Gondorian study. We've got all of our work areas. We've got a study in here to do the scholar materials. And then we should have, I know we've got a workbench somewhere. Is that it right there? Yep, Gondorian workbench right there to do your metalworking, your jewelry and stuff. And then, of course, right outside in the front. Back over here in this area. It just keeps going. This place is huge. Said there are about 3 giant fields like this. There's one here, one on the other side, and then one on the far corner to put items out in. And as you see, lots and lots of space. And out here we've got the Gondorian forge over here that you can use for your forging and all. We've got a farming garden for the farmers in the group. And of course we got a Gondorian oven to use once you get the farming done. So very good. All right, we're going to head back. Now we need to visit one of the smaller houses and one of the standard houses. So that is going to be our next stop. I'm pretty sure I can go ahead and get in one of the standard houses too. So I will visit that next, and we will see you in just a moment. We are back on the shore, passing through all the little arches. I think the next, and as you see, you can't even see the lighthouse we came into. Right out here, let's hit this little gazebo area here. Zoom out. Right there is Tor Laku, where our kin house is, the one you can see there. There's the other island, what is it? Tol Fauthui. Tol Fauthui, where the second kin house is. We've got a lighthouse over on this side too, that should get quite pretty as the sun continues to go down. Beautiful, beautiful sights out here. But I think this is the next road we're wanting to take right here to our right. If I've remembered correctly, we need to ride all the way up. Yeah, I think we're on 3 Cliff Road, I think is where we are trying to get to. Is it 3 Cliff Road? 2 Cliff Road, home of Glennoran. Yep, my dwarf has a home out here as well. He's already bought one of the premium houses as well. So you got a same kind of thing. You got 3 big yards to fill up. One right over here, one down here, and one right over there to fill up with all your housing materials all. And I like this one because I have a straight shot view right over to the kin house. Let's go on in. Oh, you do not have permission to do that. Really? I thought I'd opened up permission to all the kin. I will have to take a look at that. We will be right back. We have returned. We should have the permissions turned on now. Yep, there we go. So we'll be able to enter on in and see what one of the deluxe houses. This house is stately and large. All right, indeed it is. As you see, I haven't spread too many things out here yet, just the regular inventory chest, my treasure chest next to it. Done a little, very little bit of work. Plenty of room, plenty of room. Still lots of stuff that I've got to spread out and put all my decorating in. I love the little areas here, the little like arboretums or conservatories that you have. Nice, nice stuff. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting some time and all to put some effort into decorating the place. All right, so now all we got to do now is find one of these smaller houses on the Cape. So I think the way we are going to do that, let me turn on our lights since it's nighttime and get our proper pony up. The way we're going to do that is we're going to head down here to the housing broker. Rather than go house to house, trying to find one that has its doors unlocked. Although that is really what a burglar should be doing. Instead, we're going to ride over to Cathlon down here, visit the housing broker, and take a tour of one of the small houses. I don't think there's one left in this neighborhood. I'm wanting to say the only thing left in this neighborhood was one of the large stately homes, like what mine is there, what we just left. But we shall see. Okay. Housing broker is on the second platform here. One to the left. So let's go on in. Visit the housing broker.
Hello, friend. Can I help you with something?
We are here in Erdor. Yeah, see? It's the second one is a luxurious house. We need one of these. So I think we are going to go to Karas Pintil. There we go. 145 mithril coins. And yes, everything that you buy here is in mithril. Upkeep, you can pay in mithril or gold. And as you see, the upkeep for one of the little houses is 1 gold. So you can imagine it gets expensive. Fortunately, being a VIP, the upkeep is waived for VIPs. And also, fortunately, having played for 9.5 years now, I had a absolute butt ton of turbine points stored up because I just don't use them. You know, I don't buy all the various tomes and potions and all the boosters and everything that you can use over in the store. So I've had a huge backlog. So I was able to buy both the kin house for the kin and my deluxe house out there just out of pocket. If you're not quite that fortunate, you may have to spend some money to buy turbine points, to buy the mithril coins. And these houses can be rather expensive. So take that into consideration. Remember the prices. And remember that if you're not a subscriber or a lifetimer, you do have to pay upkeep on them. So let's go here and let's tour that house. One thing I like about the smaller houses, kind of making up for the fact that you don't have as many hooks and all, is that so many of them are right down here on the coast. In fact, there's a couple that are literally beachfront properties there. Let's go on in the door, see what it looks like. This house is most impressive. It has an upstairs area as well. This area here, a couple things off to the side. There you are. And I think it has does it also have a garden area? Let's take a look at the map right quick. No, it doesn't have one of the inside garden areas. So that's the big difference with it, and why it doesn't quite match up to the stately houses. All right, from here, we should now be able to just ride on down. I don't imagine it really matters. These are all instanced, so I don't imagine it's really going to matter that we visit the lighthouse in a different instance than the one that we got the quest in. So we'll see you when we get further over there to the actual lighthouse point and ready to talk to Phalasteer once more. We are getting closer to the lighthouse. Right to the right here is one of those houses. Right here, One Cape Road. Like I said, there are a few of the smaller houses that are literally right on the beach here. Wonderful beachfront property, you know, to make up for the fact that you don't have quite the luxuriousness and the amount of housing decorating hooks that you get with the larger houses there. All right, let's turn right on in here. See the lighthouse. Got the place all keeping the boats safe from running into the shore here. And as I said, right here you've got another one. You know, your skirmish bards and all your task boards, housing furniture, a vault keeper and all. So very nice. All right, let us go back into the lighthouse. Talk to Phalasteer once more, and then we will be finished with this particular episode. As we have been running around for about 30 minutes, giving you a little overview of what the housing area looks like down here. Let's finish up this particular quest. Cape of Belfalas.
Well met.
So, my new friend, what do you think of the Cape of Belfalas? Is it not the most relaxing place in all of Gondor, nay, of Middle-earth? So we're going to get our first reputation with Dol Amroth. Legendary item experience, steed experience, if we had a war steed, which we don't right now, but not a big deal, you know. I got a feeling that steed experience, once you get down in these areas, floods in about as quickly as legendary item experience does. A Amroth silver piece, 3 of those that you can use to trade and barter. We'll get the title Seaside Wanderer, and a Gondorian wall brazier, like what you saw inside the kin house up yonder. Very ornate. Let's go ahead and finish that. The old man is happy to know you have seen the sight. Yeah, I'm not going to make the obvious joke here. We did get a new deed quest in the Cape of Gondor. In the Cape of Belfalas, as you see there, you've spent some time along the coast at the Cape of Belfalas. And a deed. We have to complete 1 of 7 deeds in this area. As you see, 1 of 7 quests in this area, which we will get around to, and we will show them all to you. You get your turbine points, you get some more silver pieces, you get the title Beachcomber, some more reputation with Dol Amroth, and a seagull feed bucket, which is a small yard item. It's a little bucket full of fish. You put it in your yard, and eventually you start having occasionally a seagull fly down to it. So very cool. All right. Being that we've got all these wood fires about, they shouldn't have a problem with me lighting up here. So we are going to say that is an episode. Thank you for coming along and indulging our little tour. There we go. Show them some pipeweed down here. I bet that's something that they truly haven't had too much experience with here in the South. Thanks for coming along. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.